Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel, your host this week, coming to you from Belletetes here in Andover. And I'm now joined by the manager here, John Howe. Hi, John.
How are you today?
You're not a stranger to Yankee Chronicle, so thank you for being on.
A little fact before we start here. I actually started this whole thing in an old store I had up in New London.
No
and we used to call it the Locals Corner. This is back in the early 90s.
No way.
So we'll talk about that
later.
later.
You're really a natural.
Right.
You could take my job if you wanted for a little bit.
But the old host used to say that.
How about that? Well, thank you for hosting us. We appreciate that. And it is spring. There's a lot happening. What is new here at Belletetes?
Well, lots of things are new. We've brought in lots of new products this year. There's lots of new organic products, new seed lines. We've increased our potting soils, organic soils, all new fertilizers, organic fertilizers that are out there. Based on what was happening last year, we literally ran out of seed packets.
Wow.
At the end of March last year.
Wow.
Never happened before. And then we couldn't get any more. They all closed down.
Yep.
So we've really increased what we have here available this year.
That's amazing. And I think now more than ever, people are at home. So people are spending more time on projects or things that they've always thought about doing, but now they have the time to do it. So something like planting a garden, they need the supplies to do so.
Right. So that's a big focus for this spring, is to make sure that we have all of that product here. And as I talked to you before, we have to do it differently this year.
Right.
Because we can't go to the shows to be able to find the product.
Sure.
And look at the product. So we have to research it prior to. So a lot of this that's all coming in right now was all ordered back at the end of last summer in the early fall.
Wow. And the first time you're actually seeing it and holding it and things like that.
Yeah. So I had, you get samples sent to you.
Sure.
It's a longer process rather than just going to a show and saying, oh, that's good. Oh, that's not good. So you're not just walking through. These shows are big.
Right.
Usually they're 1 million square feet of product out there, and it's very intense 3 days.
So some of those products are starting to come in now, like these new seed lines and things like that.
Correct.
That's great. And obviously the bigger, we had started COVID-19 a year ago, but what are some of the things you're seeing as trends in, home departments as we move into this spring?
Well, everything there's a lot of people still working on their houses and still doing things at home. So the product that we have here and available, we've got a better handle on it this year because it kind of hit us by storm, everybody by storm. I mean, something as simple as you wouldn't think about picnic tables, but everybody was buying them for their homes. Restaurants were buying them for their outside seating, dining, and everything. So all that got cleaned out in a hurry, and then we couldn't get a lot of that product.
Amazing.
So the companies have upped their game too.
Right.
So the availability of product is a lot better this year than it was last year.
And Belletetes has been able to stay open this entire time, which must be a proud moment for you.
Correct. The only thing we did for a while was close down on Sundays, but we started opening 7 days a week again back in June of last summer. And we've been very conscious about keeping things clean and wiped down and all that kind of thing. We haven't had any issues at all.
Good. And before I let you go, what are some of the trends you're seeing as we move into summer for 2021?
The trends, I think, are a continuation of what was going on last year. A lot of people are still trying to get caught up on all those little projects that they have been putting off for years. And then when you get involved in something like that, whether it be rebuilding a deck and finding there's rotten wood under here, and then all of a sudden it turns into a massive undertaking of doing that kind of thing, which in a way is a good thing because people are paying attention to their homes. A lot of gardening going on. So it's going to be an exciting year. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the direction this all goes in.
Definitely. I think this forced time at home has made people say, all right, now's the time to get some of those projects done that have maybe been lingering or pushed to the side. So you can really be a resource for all those projects that people come in contact with.
Absolutely.
Well, John, thank you for being our host and thanks for being here with us today, and stay safe.